Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Canucks News and Rumours. I'm Jacob Billington, joined with Matthew Zator as always. How's it going, Matthew?
Doing good. There's more drama around the Canucks, which, I mean, no shortage of it this season with all the injuries and stuff with what they're going to talk about on this episode. So, but doing well myself.
Yeah, they're definitely keeping the Canucks media busy right now. So we can just start with kind of there's been an update today, but we can talk about Kevin Lankinen. He's away from the team for personal reasons. Nothing specific listed. Obviously, they're already without Thatcher Demko. It's been just over 2 weeks without him. He's going to be returning fairly soon, but there's no exact date yet. What are the Canucks going to have to do in the crease? So they called Jiri Pateri up, and do they have good enough goaltending right now to get them through?
I mean, Tolopilo hasn't played a lot in the NHL. He's had a couple starts. Had his first win last season towards the end of the season there. He's played really well in the preseason. He was probably in one of the games, he was probably their best player. But I mean, that's a preseason. It's like he's had to deal with an injury himself this season, just came back from a groin injury, just like Demko's dealing with right now. And he hasn't really had a lot of time since coming back from that injury. And he's going to be thrown right into a game against one of the better teams in the NHL right now, the Anaheim Ducks, tonight. So, I mean, it's one thing that he might be fine. But the thing is that the Canucks keep giving up the chances that they have been over the last, well, I'd say all season so far, that he's going to be bombarded and might suffer the same fate that Patera did against the Florida Panthers, allowing a ton of goals and a lot of shots against. So I don't know. I mean, Tolopilo's a good goalie, but, you know, he's the third string. And this is just how it has been all season. Next man up, and Lankinen's out. Demko is on the trip. He's apparently going to be practicing in LA. So, I mean, he might start. He's on the trip, so they're for sure thinking that he might play one of these games. It's only a 4-game road trip ending in Colorado, so he might be playing soon, but he won't be tonight, and might not even be again in LA. So I don't know. I think Tolopilo, he might be okay, but it's not of course not the ideal situation. He's a pretty good goalie. I've seen some good potential out of him, but we'll see. It's tough when you have, you bring in these two goalies and you're thinking, oh, it's going to be all great. And it's both of them haven't played haven't been available all the time.
Yeah, it sure would be nice to have a guy like Artur Shilovs right now, eh?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is they would have lost him on waivers anyway. So it's like, it's really not, but yeah, it would be great.
Yeah, so there's the goaltending. There's not a lot of, like you said, kind of that the experience there, and that's what could come to bite these guys. There is talent there, and hopefully Demko is back sooner rather than later. What's the latest update on him? How many?
Well, like I say, he's on the road trip, so he's close. So I mean, they wouldn't have allowed him to come on the road trip. It's only a 4-game one. So he might be back soon. I mean, he might be against LA and might be against San Jose or Colorado. I hope it's against a team like Colorado, because I don't know. I don't want to see. I mean, Lankinen could be back too. It came out today, or the report that he might join the team on the road trip. So the initial thing was that he wasn't going to be back on the whole road trip. But since it's only in California, it's not like it's a crazy, it's not like it's going out east or something. So we might see Lankinen back over the next, who knows when. It might not be, or it might be one of the later games.
Right. So another thing with the Canucks that we're going to be looking for is them active in the trade market. So similar to what the Rangers did just about a year ago to the date, the Canucks sent out a memo and said, like, kind of all these guys are available. Start sending us some offers. And now they're mostly talking about players on expiring deals, or maybe only have 1 or 2 years left. Like Evander Kane would be there. Tyler Myers, his name has been there. David Kampf, if a team is interested in him. There's lots of options there. Kiefer Sherwood probably being the biggest of the bunch. what are your thoughts on the Canucks sending out a memo like this at this point in the season? I mean, obviously the season hasn't gone as well as they had hoped, but I mean, we're to American Thanksgiving and they're already selling off everything. So what are your thoughts?
Well, my initial is I don't like it. I don't like how it's so fast that you're all of a sudden, it sounds like, to me, it sounds like you're throwing in the towel already, saying, we're going to trade veterans. What are you getting for them? You're not going to get something better. You're going to be getting picks, prospects, maybe an equivalent player. Why are you trading him anyway if you're just going to get someone like them? It's really confusing, especially where, you see like Connor Garland in there. They just signed him to an extension on July 1st. It wasn't that long ago. He's got the 1 year of this year left, and then it shifts to that extension, which has a no move clause. Right now, it's only a no trade. I feel like it's a bad look on the organization when all of a sudden these names and Thatcher Demko is another one that they're even saying, listen on him. They just signed him to an extension, and he wants to be here. He said that. I just don't like these players when all of a sudden you just sign these guys to extensions, and then now you're already saying, they're available for the right price or whatever it is. Even Elias Pettersson, they're saying, even he is available. 11.6 million. I don't think still, even though he's playing better, I don't think teams are going to want to give up what Canucks should be getting for him. And I mean, guys like Kiefer Sherwood, I get it. He's on, that expiring deal is going on his UFA. And he has 12 goals already this season. And the way his player type is, he's going to command, he might even get a first round pick. Depending on when they do trade him. I'm preparing myself that he might be traded because I think he might be the first one. And the extension talks haven't gone well either for him. So that might be the guy. Teddy Bluger is another guy on an expiring deal. He's injured right now, but he's also a playoff guy. So he would be attractive to teams in the playoff race and stuff like that. But to me, it just sounds like we're closer to the trade deadline than before the new year. So I don't understand why this is coming out now. It's also not a good look with the guy we're going to talk about next of, to Quinn Hughes' future. So personally, I don't like that this is happening, but maybe it's just a shot across the bow. You guys better start playing better or we're going to start trading guys. I don't know what to kind of think of it, but it's out there and teams are going to definitely call, and because they do have some attractive pieces that teams would like.
Yeah, I mean, just in 2024, the Vancouver Canucks looked unreal. They had a fantastic roster. They had great center depth. Their defensemen were playing super well. They were getting their goaltending. They did well in the playoffs as well. The Vancouver Canucks were a good team. And now, you've traded JT Miller for whatever reasons that you had to.
Yeah.
You let Elias Lindholm go. You let Nikita Zadorov go. You traded Dakota Joshua. All of these pieces that made you a good team, you just got rid of them. I don't understand what Jim Rutherford and Patrick Allvin are doing. They took a good team and just let it disassemble itself. And now it's gotten to this point. That's a big slap in the face to the fans who've been waiting since 2011 for another good run at the playoffs. I don't know, that's quite frustrating for the Canucks fan base and the players.
For sure.
So one player that we haven't talked about on the trade market is Quinn Hughes. So he is future seems like it's pretty clear what's going to happen. Odds are he's going to end up in New Jersey with his two brothers. That's what everybody knows. But I've been seeing some teams like the Detroit Red Wings and the Philadelphia Flyers, and I've been seeing a couple other teams being listed as teams that make sense for him to go there by pretty reputable insiders. What are your thoughts? Do you think Quinn Hughes is going to get traded this season?
Well, I mean, I've heard that the value will be the highest to trade him this season because he'd still have the year left on his contract, which, I mean, that's good for a team to get him and then have that whole time to try and negotiate an extension with him. I mean, the thing is, he came out. No, not he didn't come out today. I wish he would. But Frank Saravalli said that he did some investigative, looking around and saying that people close to Quinn Hughes say he is committed to the Vancouver Canucks. Now, that doesn't say that the Canucks won't trade him. It's that he won't request a trade. He doesn't want out of Vancouver at this point. And people are kind of worried about that because they're struggling. He wants to win. He might want out this season. So that doesn't seem like it's the case. The thing is, it's once it gets into the offseason, you're going to start seeing more, because if he doesn't sign on July 1st, that extension means he's done. I mean, he's not going to come back. And you're left with that year to kind of try to figure something out. You trade him for sure, because you don't want him to walk for nothing, because this is a guy that can get, who knows? I'm still trying to wrap my mind around what type of trade I'd be okay with. And I probably won't be okay with any of them, because you're not getting a Quinn Hughes in return. So I don't think he'll get traded this season, but I do get where it's coming from, because the fact that Canucks aren't doing well, you may get a better return this season than the offseason or during next season before the trade deadline. So I get the rumors. I don't think it's happening. I don't want it to happen at all, because I think this is something that would just blow up in the Canucks' face, regardless of what you get for a guy like this in his prime.
Yeah, and I mean, I will pitch in. I'll say that what I would expect to see in a trade is very similar to like the Jack Eichel trade. So obviously that was Krebs, who was a really high-end prospect at the time. Alex Tuck, who was a 25-year-old winger on the verge of breaking out. And then a first-round pick, and I believe it was like a third or fourth-round pick in there too. That's kind of what I would expect to see. I don't think that it would be like a Matthew Tkachuk trade kind of deal where it's like 100-point winger going back and another stud defense. I don't think it'll be like that. I think it'll be more like the Jack Eichel trade.
Which I'll say that right now, I would not be okay with it. But
yeah. Well, I mean, if that's the best offer on the table, it's either that or he walks. Like,
yeah, well, you need to get something definitely for him. You're not going to win it. I mean, the Canucks aren't winning a trade with Quinn Hughes, because you're not getting a guy like him, and that's the thing. You're going to have to just be settled for something that like him, but not like him, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So, looking at the rest of the season, I mean, there's a pretty attractive pot of gold at the end of the rainbow here with Gavin McKenna. And even if the consolation prize is going to be Keaton Veroff, or there's a ton of great prospects at the top of this draft. Do the Canucks keep their eye on the draft and start selling these players? Or what do they need to do to turn their season around if they want to get back towards the playoffs?
I mean, the thing is, the separation isn't crazy at this point. I mean, you get into a winning streak, you're back in the conversation. It's not like it's like 20 points behind. It's not like you're way out of it. But the way the Canucks are trending is just not good. I mean, they can't seem to play well defensively. They can't stay out of the injured reserve. I mean, all the guys just keep getting hurt. And a lot of the guys that are supposed to be coming back, like we talked in the last video, Teddy Blucher's coming back. He still hasn't come back. So it's like he suffered some kind of, I don't know if it was a setback, but he's still not close. And you got Derek Forbert still out. He did suffer a setback in his recovery. Nils Höglander apparently is going to be practicing in LA. So he should be back soon. He'll help. I mean, that's a guy that can, add some energy to the lineup. For checking, he'll help with that, but it's just that the defensive game just has to be fixed. I mean, they are one of the worst teams in the NHL defensively. And it's very surprising that it was mentioned before that an Adam Foote coach team, why are they so bad? I don't have an answer really. Offensively, they're surprisingly good. I mean, there's so many, they're able to score goals. They just can't keep it out of their net. I don't know really. I mean, that's the biggest thing that needs to be fixed. If they can fix that and get on some sort of good defensive system where they're not allowing so many chances and goals, then they'll be in a better position. They get guys back from injury. Philip Hedl, I don't know at this point. He's skating. There's apparently some positive forward momentum, I guess, with him. That Alvin last report was that he's been skating with the by himself. He's around the guys. He's not like he's isolated. So, I mean, if he can come back, you've got a good second line center now again. David Kampf gets pushed back to where he should be as a third, fourth line guy. Who knows? I mean, teams have come back from this type of thing before, but it's just not something that I think might, unless they do it really quickly. I want to get to a point where it's like mid-season, and then you start saying, okay, maybe you start just trading guys and aiming for that good draft pick. The thing is, if you finish last, it's not like you're guaranteed Gavin McKenna. New York Islanders got Matthew Schaefer, and they weren't last in the league. So you have to be around there to get it. But I'm not at this point throwing in the towel like it seems like they're starting to be.
You might be the only one.
Yeah, maybe. But I think there's still hope that they might make a playoff push. But I'm starting to kind of get to a point where, you maybe try to get a high pick, because there are some really good guys in that top 10 this year.
Yeah, they're just going to have to kind of commit to a direction. It seems like they've been kind of up and down throughout the last couple seasons. Like since that playoff run, really, they haven't really identified that they're going to be all in or if they're going to sell. Like they've been everywhere, and they don't really know what they are. So
no, then they won't until this owner. Aquilini's never going to want to rebuild. No, I mean that's been way back in the history here. So.
And it's also frustrating. Like you look at teams like Buffalo, like you can stem everything back to the owner, and it's not quite to that point yet as the Pagulas, but Aquilini is like right there. Yeah. Like it's awful to see what an owner can do to an organization.
Yeah,
I mean, Ottawa saw it with Eugene Melnyk. I mean, I cover the Senators. It's all too familiar, but
yeah.
Hopefully next time that we talk on the show, there's a bit more positivity, or at least maybe some big trades to talk about and like some actual action, like pick a direction, like we had said, or maybe they just outscore their opponents 14-0 this week, and that's a fun episode. But in the meantime, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode. Make sure to leave a like or comment if you enjoyed, and make sure to subscribe and check out all the Canucks content on thehockeywriters.com, and we'll see you on the next video.